All right, let's get it. Every real glitch explained in 11
How much
minutes.
should good car insurance cost you a month? $80?
Deja vu, the accidental save reload. You walk into a cafe, the clatter of a tray, the low hum of conversation, the barista calling out an order, a name you already know before she says it. A black cat dashes past your legs, and then it hits you. You have seen this before. Exactly this. You don't just recognize the moment, you remember what happens next. The man at the window will check his watch.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've had so much deja vu before. Like I feel like in my dreams, I'll dream something and then the next day it happens. I don't know if anybody else has ever had that before, but I've had that before. No joke, I might be a wizard. I might be a wizard. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
The woman at the counter will
Just
drop
saying.
her keys. In 10 seconds, the door will swing open, but you already know who's coming through. Science says deja vu is a glitch, a brain misfire, a small processing error where your mind accidentally flags the present as a past memory. And if deja vu is just a brain error, why does it feel so eerily accurate? Some believe deja vu isn't a glitch at all.
And see, that's what I'm saying. It makes a lot of sense though. That makes a lot of sense though. Like it's not really deja, like you've never really seen it before. Your brain is just saying, "Oh, I've seen this before," but you've never really seen that before. But you think it's deja vu because you think you've seen it before, but you didn't. That makes a lot of sense, yo. But I still be having deja vu and I'm still a wizard. I can still predict the future. I know who's
It's
fake and I know
proof
who's
that
not fake.
time isn't linear, that you've
Fact.
lived this moment before, that maybe you are in a loop. Or worse,
The
you've died in
Matrix.
another timeline.
Oh.
And if that's true, how many times have you already been here? Mandela effect. Reality patches while you're AFK.
Oh,
Let's
what is
do a
this one?
test.
I
Does
think I know this
Pikachu
one.
have a black tip on his tail? Think carefully.
Oh yeah.
You've
This
seen
is the one where like everybody agrees that we saw something, but it's never actually been that way.
Pikachu a
This
thousand
one
times.
gets me all the
On
time.
cards and games and movies. You know what he looks like. So yes or no?
Yes.
If you said yes, congratulations. You've just experienced the Mandela effect.
Bruh,
Pikachu has never had a black tip on his tail.
then where did they
Not in the
come from?
games, not in the anime, not anywhere.
I've
And yet
seen the left
millions
side
of people
my
swear
whole
he did.
life.
Alright, let's try another one. Does the Monopoly
Oh,
Man wear a
this one
monocle?
too. The monocle, bruh. I swear to God, if I have a Monopoly board game that has him with a monocle, he has the monocle in the game.
Of course
Stop.
he does. You've
Stop.
seen him. The rich old man with a top hat, a suit, and that little
If it's
monocle
not
over
real,
his
where did
eye.
these images come from?
Except he doesn't. He never has. The
Bullshit.
Mandela effect is the strange phenomenon where large groups of people all remember something one way, only to find out that it
If he's never had one, then who made the monocle, bruh? The biggest prank of all time. Why would you do that to us?
never existed like that. At least not anymore.
Come on, gang.
The name comes from Nelson Mandela. Huge numbers of people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. They recall watching the funeral on TV, seeing the headlines, even discussing it in school, except that never happened. He was released, went on to become president of South Africa, and died in 2013. So how do
What?
millions of people share the same false memory? The official explanation is that human memory is bad. It's faulty, unreliable. A few people misremember
AMD.
something, then they tell others, and before long, the false memory spreads like a virus. If so many people remember things one way, but history says otherwise, what if history changed? What if these are updates to reality, small server-side patches that overwrite the past, but leave behind a few glitches? What if you just didn't get the update? Some believe this is proof that
I
we're
believe
shifting
it.
between alternate timelines, that every so often we move into a slightly different version of reality, but our memories don't fully sync. Others think this is just bad maintenance. Reality gets patched, but the developers missed a few details. Either way, if you ever notice something changing that shouldn't be able to change, it's already too late. Missing time.
That's why I believe we're in
desync
the
error.
Matrix, bruh.
It's 3:02 p.m. You blink. Now,
The strongest argument for why the Matrix exists and why we're in the Matrix. This is a little slow. I'm gonna speed it up. Where the hell is the timer? Let me speed that bad boy up real quick. Let me increase the quality. What the hell?
now it's 3:47 p.m. You didn't move. You didn't check your phone. You weren't distracted.
Too
But
fast,
somehow
too
45
fast.
minutes have disappeared. The official term is highway hypnosis. When your brain zones out and drives on autopilot, it happens on long, repetitive roads. The idea is that your brain is awake, but your memory stops recording. Sounds reasonable.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like sometimes when I freaking drive on the road that I go on autopilot like every time I go like 30-minute for a 30-minute drive, and that I just drive through red lights. Like I don't know if anybody else feels like that. I feel like I run so many red lights because I'm just like not paying attention. Like I'm just like, and then I get to work. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me.
Except
I feel
Some
like I'd
people
be
experience
speeding though.
missing time when they're not driving. They'll be sitting at home watching TV, and suddenly it's night. A person cleaning their kitchen looks up at the clock and finds an hour missing. Some
Hell
say it
yeah.
happens when they're mid-conversation. They'll be talking to a friend, and suddenly the other person is looking at them weird,
You just
like
zone
they just
out.
stopped talking for 5 minutes.
You
Some
just
people
fucking
say that
zone
during
out
missing time, they get the
mid-conversation.
feeling that something else was happening, but they just aren't supposed to remember. It's like someone edited the footage, trimmed down the timeline, removed the parts that didn't make the cut. Things we were never meant to see.
The Adobe
Bystander
Premiere my
effect.
life.
When NPCs refuse to trigger the next event, you're walking down a busy street. A person collapses. They hit the ground completely unconscious. A crowd starts forming and nobody moves. You wait for someone to help. Maybe a doctor, maybe a good Samaritan.
But nobody
instead, everyone just
does.
stands there watching. That's the bystander effect.
I
A
hate
bizarre
that,
glitch
though.
where the more people there are, the less likely anyone is to do something. Because everyone assumes someone else will take action. But because
I hate that so much though. I think like if something like big and major and serious were to happen, like I would help. That's what I like to think. I've never been in that situation, but I like to think, oh my God, that person like fell or like broke their hip or whatever. I'd go to help see what I could do. That's what I like to think. If someone just dropped their books, if it's like more than like 30 feet away, I'm not like, you got that, gang. Like I'm not finna walk. You know what I'm saying? I got shit to do today. You feel me? Does anybody
everyone
else do the
assumes that,
bystander effect,
nobody
bruh?
does. And it gets weirder. There are cases where entire groups of people have just stood there watching something
That's crazy.
horrible
Yeah,
happen,
see, I
even when
can't-
it
I
would have been
can't watch
extremely easy
that.
to help.
A dude
A person
pissing on
choking
somebody
in a
else like
restaurant,
I'm pushing
a woman
somebody.
being attacked in broad daylight, even a
Crazy.
drowning child. Nobody wants
That's
to be the first
crazy.
to move. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's like they're all stuck in
helping.
an idle animation, waiting for a main character interaction. And what if, just for a
Drowning child is crazy. Woman getting beat in public also crazy. Choking crazy. Pissing, I could see where like people the bystander effect comes in. You like, okay, they some kinks, they got some shit going on. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Choking crazy. Drowning child? Bro, go help the child.
responsibility. It's like they're all stuck in an
What the
idle
hell?
animation, waiting for a main character interaction. And what if, just for a second, we consider the possibility that this isn't just human psychology? What if some people really do function like NPCs? What if some only activate when they're directly prompted? And if that's true,
What a beautiful
the
weather,
next time
isn't
you're in a
it?
crowd, look around. Is everyone really playing the same
Nah, she
game as
hitting
you?
those emotes.
Doppelgangers. The NPC cloning bug. Imagine
What is
walking down the
this?
street and seeing yourself.
You?
Not a lookalike, not a twin. You. Same
Nah, I
face,
never
same
saw
outfit,
myself. I
same
saw a
movements.
lookalike before and I double
At
taped.
first,
I
your
was like,
brain scrambles for a logical explanation. A coincidence?
heck?
A weird reflection? But then it looks at you, and you realize it knows. Throughout history, people have reported seeing their own double, and it's almost never a good thing. One of the most famous cases was Abraham Lincoln. A few days before his assassination, he reportedly saw his own reflection in a mirror, except there were two of him. One looked normal, the other
What
was
the
ghostly
fuck?
pale. His wife, naturally, did the reasonable thing and decided this meant he was going to die. And then, well, we all know how that turned out. Now, maybe Lincoln was
Damn.
tired. Maybe his brain just filled in an extra image. Or maybe it's just a glitch in the system. Maybe reality accidentally rendered two copies of you for a
Oh,
moment.
that's me.
Maybe you just got a glimpse of yourself from another timeline. Or maybe something else is trying to take your
Never.
place.
I've seen people
Either
super
way,
similar,
if
but I
you ever
never
see
saw
someone who
myself.
looks exactly like
Never
you,
saw myself.
walk the other way. Fast. Sleep paralysis. The forced cutscene. You can't skip.
Ugh,
It happens
this one
in the
is
middle
so
of the night.
scary. I pray I never get this. I've heard so many stories from like friends and stuff that have this. This one just seems so fucking like, dude, you're asleep and there's a demon and like you're scared shitless, but you can't move. God forbid. God forbid that happens to me. Oh, Jesus.
Your
I
eyes
can't- I
snap
couldn't
open.
imagine.
You can see your room, your ceiling, the faint glow of the streetlight outside. Everything is normal, except you can't move. Not a single muscle. Your arms, your legs, completely locked.
I'd wet
You
the
try to call
bed.
for help, but your voice won't come out.
I'm wetting
And
the
then
bed.
you feel it. A presence.
Ugh.
Standing at the edge of your bed.
I
This
hate
is
it.
sleep paralysis. And if you haven't experienced it yet, congratulations.
Oh my
You've
God.
avoided one of the worst free trial experiences that the human body has to offer.
I hate
People
it.
describe it as being trapped inside your own body. Science calls it a simple sleep cycle disruption. During
No.
REM sleep, the body is in a state of muscle atonia to prevent acting out
Don't
dreams.
give me
And if you
that.
break this sleep, your brain wakes up, but your muscles are still paralyzed. It's supposed to last a few seconds, maybe a minute at most.
No,
But
some
to the
people say it lasts
experiencing
hours.
It can feel like a lifetime. And here's where it gets weird. Because for some reason, sleep paralysis doesn't just come with paralysis. It comes with company. People across different cultures, across history,
Ugh.
across completely separate parts of the world, all describe seeing the exact same thing. A dark silhouette, watching them. If this is just a random brain glitch, why are millions of people hallucinating the exact same thing? There are two possible answers. 1. The human brain is hardwired to hallucinate terrifying figures when it's in this state, a cruel little evolutionary prank designed to make an already terrible experience even worse. Or 2. These things are always there, and sleep paralysis is just the one time you're actually able to see them.
Don't like
Spontaneous
that.
human combustion. The self-destruct
What?
glitch. Imagine you're sitting in your living room reading a book, sipping some tea. Nothing out of the ordinary.
when I was a kid, I heard about this. Like when I was like, no, I had to be like 13, 14, bro. I heard about this. Like there's like cases of people, I think so someone in their apartment and then like we're doing something with a microwave or something. I think it was 1,000 Ways to Die. So I don't take it with a grain of salt. But like she was just chilling in her apartment, cooking something in the microwave. And then blew up. Like blew up. Like no signs of explosions, foul play. She just blew up herself. Spontaneous human combustion. And they couldn't find any evidence. And they went in the apartment, and there was like no blood or anything. It was all just ashes. Crazy. The human body is crazy.
Then, without warning, you burst into flames. Not like you knocked over a candle flames.
Is that real
Not like
though?
your clothes caught fire flames. No, you ignite from the inside out. And by the time someone finds you, there's nothing left but a pile of ash. And maybe a pair of legs that somehow survived. This is spontaneous human combustion.
How many
One of
times
the
has that
strangest,
happened in
most
history?
unsettling phenomena ever recorded. Science has a lot of answers.
Nope. We doing research. How many times has spontaneous human combustion happened? Hold on, let me pull up my handy dandies right here. I'm gonna do some research. How many how many times has what is it? Spontaneous human combustion happened. Hey, look at that. It's already pre-filled for me. There has been boo. While there has been no definitive number, reports of spontaneous human combustion are rare. Around 200 cases documented over the past 300 years. So 200 people just randomly blew up. That's so rare. Why does that happen? Literally, why does that happen?
But on this one, they're beat. Some half-assed explanations include the wick effect, where body fat acts like candle wax, slowly burning the person over time. But if that's the case, why does it sometimes stop halfway? Take Margaret Hogan, for example.
Oh wait, this might be the one. This might be the story I heard.
1970, she was found burned almost to nothing in her home.
Yeah,
the plastic flowers on the table had melted into sludge, and the television screen 12 feet away was warped beyond recognition.
Yeah, she just blew up.
Her feet and both legs below the knees were untouched. An inquest was held. The official cause of death? Burning. The cause of the fire? Unknown. Which means either 1. The human body has a hidden self-destruct button. 2. Some people accidentally trigger an irreversible system error.
What?
3. Reality occasionally just all to 4 people in the most dramatic way possible.
Just
Whichever
randomly.
one it is, the conclusion is the same.
Imagine
One
if
day
I
you start feeling a little
spontaneously
too warm,
combusted
and you're
right
nowhere
now.
near an open flame. You might have about 3 seconds to figure out why. Quantum immortality. The real-life respawn glitch. You should be dead.
I wonder if you could beat that one by sitting in a bathtub. Like if I fill up a cold ice bathtub and I just sit in it, I'm like, oh shit, I feel myself getting hot. Like I'm about to go. Can it still happen? Can it still happen?
That car missed you by inches. Lucky? Maybe. Or maybe you just don't die. Quantum immortality is the idea that every time you die, your consciousness jumps. Not to heaven, not to hell, but to the nearest reality where you survived. From your perspective, you never die. You just keep waking up in timelines where you barely made it. Take Frayne Selak, a man who should have died multiple times. In 1954, his train derailed into an icy river. 17 people drowned. He didn't. The next year, he was sucked out of a plane mid-flight and landed in a haystack.
The next
then a bus
year?
crash, multiple car crashes, a car explosion, and finally he won the lottery.
Nah.
From his perspective, he never died, and that's the terrifying part.
Nah,
If
someone
quantum
got to
immortality is
murder.
real,
You
then
know what I'm
you'll
saying?
never
Someone got to
experience
get
your own death.
him.
The versions of you that died, you don't remember them because they're gone. But what happens when there's no timeline left where you survive? Is there a final game over? Or does reality just keep you going? And if that's the case, how long have
Bro,
you...
what? That is crazy. Imagine fucking you survive a train derailment into an icy river. Everyone dies except for you. The next year, you get sucked out of an airplane, fall in a haystack. What is this, Assassin's Creed? And then the next year, you win the fucking lottery. Brother. If that ain't luck, I don't know what is. W video, bruh.